Okay, welcome to this video, Digital Marketing, the website. So let's talk about the website because this is really the heart of digital marketing. As I mentioned in the previous lecture, you're going to be learning a lot about acquiring traffic, getting people to the website. But you want to remember that the customer's website is the center of the equation. And as I said before, you don't want to be sending great traffic to a website that doesn't convert. Now, conversions, that is a term you are going to be very familiar with as a marketer. And here's another term we use a lot, which is called landing page. Landing page just refers to where the customer lands when they get to the site from wherever they came from, social media, AdWords, PPC, SEO. So what I want you to do as a digital marketer, what separates you from everyone else who's surfing the web is that you're going to think of a website in terms of its function, which is not to look pretty. It's to get people to take a particular action. And this is a big difference, not only between if you're just a member of the public versus a marketer, but also the difference between graphic designers. Because a pretty website doesn't mean it's a good website. So, movie example, Inglourious Bastards. There's this great scene where this is a Nazi general or Nazi guy here, and this is a British spy for the Allies pretending to be German. Now, the Nazi on the right realized the Brit on the left is actually a spy. How does he do it? Because of very subtle things. The British guy is speaking German, but he pronounced the word wrong, and then he signals the number 4 wrong. He doesn't hold his hand out the right way, the way a German would do it. Now, how is this relevant to marketing? Because when you're speaking with people and when you're conducting yourself as a marketer, it's very easy to detect if someone you're talking to or if you're acting like a marketer. You can tell a marketer, just like the one German, real German guy could tell the other guy wasn't German. Marketers only think of websites in terms of function. Is it making people take an action? The way that it looks is part of that sometimes, but it's not the most important thing. The most important thing to a marketer are what we call leads, which is somebody, you get a name and a phone number, that's a lead. A sign up, which is pretty much the same thing, or a sale, which is where someone buys something. So capturing leads is the biggest thing about being a marketer. A marketer will never endorse a website that doesn't capture leads. And that's a big difference between marketers and everyone else. So it's like if you're being quizzed by an employer and they show you a website and it's like got lots of pretty flash and it's like, ooh, this is really got some nice gizmos on it, but there's no way to get someone's information, then if you don't say, hey, how are we capturing people's info, you fail as a marketer. So capturing leads is number one. And why is that? People click on off websites all day long. Think of all the websites you've clicked on in the average day. And usually when you leave a website, when people leave a website, they're gone forever. And if you didn't get their email or some kind of contact info, you lose them, they're gone. Most sales, according to statistics, require a customer being exposed 7 times to a message before they actually buy something. And that's very often true. You can think of your own experience. You got to keep in touch with people to make sales. That's marketing. So this is what we call a squeeze page, which is designed to capture leads. So this is for New York Film Academy. It's one of the most successful film schools on the planet. I personally don't think it's very high quality, nor does anyone else in the film industry, but they are very good at marketing. And this is one of their capture pages. So what happens is that if you're using, let's see, I did a search. Let's say I do a search for film school here, and I don't mind clicking their ads because I'm not a big fan of their business ethics. But if you click on their ad here, it's going to take you to this page, right? Here's their squeeze page. Now they call it a squeeze page because it squeezes the visitor. I only have 2 options here. I can either give them my information or I can leave. That's why it's called a squeeze page. Now here's their main blog web page. Now their main website is very popular. It's got a ton of menu items and things you can learn about their business. It's a great website with a ton of information, and it does very well for them. It does have their contact info, but you'll notice there's no capture form. So this is why when they're paying 16 bucks or 20 bucks a click, they really want to get your information. You wouldn't pay in PPC most of the time to send people to a page like this if you're paying it varies depending on the industry. I'll show you some examples within the drug rehab space. It's a little different, but you see how there's just too many options here. Like a person could get lost. They could spend an hour on the site. They could just go over here. They could be looking at this. The chance of you actually getting their information is pretty low versus this page where they probably have a 50% chance that you'll get their name and a lot more information about them. Actually, they're going to get a lot of information, and they'll have their salespeople call up. With our client, we don't really have, we have this button up here which does very nicely for us. And we send them to pages like this which are specific for, say, people in Florida. So it's not a dedicated squeeze page. It definitely has options. The thing about a good capture page, which we actually are still testing, is that, or the reason they call this a squeeze page is, again, there's no actually, if you click that, it will take you to their main website. But really, they call it a squeeze page because it's supposed to give the person really no choice. So let's talk about that. Yeah, as I said, forces visitor to give info or leave. It's very popular in the education niche. Here's one for medical coding. You want to be a medical coder, give us your info and we will get you more information. Now they can follow up with this person forever. They have your name, your address, and your phone and your email. Also information products, online courses. I mean, you really can do this for almost any market. In fact, this is the capture page that I use to generate leads and get some of my high ticket students for my film coaching course. Let's see if this works. So let me reload it. This template is actually very effective. And what you're going to see in a capture page, it has to have a compelling headline, free webinar, discover the only film training program that prepares you for a directing career. Let's see, what does theirs say? Theirs is write, shoot, and direct and edit your own film, request free information. There has to be, there's obviously some type of benefit that the person's going to be getting by submitting their email. They have an incentive to submit their information, and we're going to learn a lot more about this in the email marketing section. So a lot of paid search SEO are just to be doing lead generation. And again, when you're selling education, film, or with my client, they sell $30,000 steel buildings. You definitely are not going to have someone buy that by checking out with their credit card online. It's about getting the person's information and selling them through a personal relationship. However, there are what we call e-commerce sites like Best Buy, which is where people are buying stuff right from the website. So let's say somebody goes to bestbuy.com. This is not a lead generation website. Best Buy isn't going to get in touch with you via phone and talk to you about buying a new MP3 player or an iPod. However, they do have actually, let me see here. I already came to the page. So when you go to bestbuy.com, this little pop-up's going to pop up here. Now this is a screen capture from a few months ago. But it's going to ask for your email address, and when it asks for your email, they're going to give you deals in exchange for your email so that they can keep sending you offers. You'll notice that when I loaded up Best Buy on my computer, the pop-up doesn't show up because I already closed that box. And normally with pop-ups, these browsers have what they call cookies, or a cache, and it will remember that, hey, we already showed this person the pop-up and they closed it, so they don't want to bug you every time you come to the website. But the first time you come to a lot of these websites, let's try one. Oops, let's try the Gap or Old Navy. There we go. See, you come to the Gap, and what do? Obviously, you can buy things on their website, but they want your email so that, and then now they'd even like your phone number. They want you to text them, and they say, hey, we're going to give you exclusive access to sales and stuff if you give us your contact info so we can sell to you more often. So that's the combination between e-commerce and this lead capture protocol that is just essential in all marketing. So again, e-commerce, yeah, and then Amazon is what I was going to say. If you've ever ordered from Amazon, you know, once they have your email, once you buy something, they hammer you with more deals. Hey, you bought, you know, health food. Here's some other health food stuff you might like. So, on to the next topic, local businesses that are service-based. Now, a lot of your clients in the work you do may be local businesses. And they may sell products, but primarily local businesses want people to call. It's very rare for a local business to have an e-commerce type thing. You know, if somebody's a dentist, a barber, they have a law firm, they're not selling their, you know, a product through credit card sales. You know, they want clients. But they also want someone to either give them a call or send them an email to hire them for their services. And you'd be surprised by how many small business sites don't have a way to get in touch or call. That's why there's still so much business available to help local businesses with their websites, because they, you know, what happens a lot of the times is, you know, someone will, you know, do a website tonight type thing with GoDaddy, or they'll hire a web designer, and, you know, they get a website that looks okay, but it doesn't have the marketer. It's, you know, it doesn't have it, not good from a marketing standpoint. Let's see, here's an example. This is a good example. Let's say you have a garage door repair company, which is something where people are like, hey, I need someone to fix my garage door right now. They've got the phone number at the top. That's what, like, every local business should have the phone number right at the top so people can call them. And there's a contact form right there, and that's good. Here's another one. Mike Diamond, a smell good plumber. They're very popular in Southern California. Again, phone number and schedule your appointment, capture information right on the page. So that's good. This is all good. You know, you can use it when you get good at analyzing websites and you get a client and they're like, nobody's calling, or, you know, we're not getting any leads. You're going to learn to say, hey, you know, is the phone number at the top of your website? Do you have a form like this where people can put in their information? You know, we're going to look at more examples, but for now, the takeaway is basically that websites aren't there to be pretty. Of course, you don't want them to look terrible, but they're there to make transactions. They either want people to purchase something if it is an e-commerce client, and you will get those, or exchanging information. You want the customer information. What you don't want is people coming to a client site then just leaving with no way to follow up. Again, purpose of website in each page is to either capture an email, which is a lead for a mailing list, and get customers' email for follow-up, get customers' phone number for a follow-up, or to make the sale. And as you learn about driving qualified traffic, targeted traffic via paid search, SEO, social, think of where you're going to be sending people. How does the ultimate goal influence how you market? You know, let's say that you know you want people's phone number. How is that going to influence the types of ads you write and then the page that you send them to? It's going to influence, the ads you make, the contests you make, if it's social, the keywords you target, and it's going to give you a full picture. Again, to be a digital marketer, you need the full picture of what you're doing. And that is it. That's the essence of the website. You know, there's a lot more to creating a great website, but those are the fundamentals. And I'm going to be adding, you know, I have some more resources you can look into underneath this video, and there'll be a lot more talk about this as we go through the course. But now let's move on to the next unit on AdWords.